I'm thrilled to be telling you the story behind the story of Who Moved My Cheese because it means the audio program has been complete. The program complete and is available for all of us to listen to, enjoy, or share with others. This is something I wanted to see happen. This is something I wanted to see happen ever since I first heard Spencer Jones. This enjoy and share with others. This is something I've wanted to see happen to ever since I first heard Spencer Johnson tell us great cheese story years ago before we wrote a book to One Manager together. I remember thinking then how good the story was and how helpful it would be to me from that moment on. Who Moved My Cheese? Who Moved My Cheese is a story about change that takes place in the Maine, where four amusing characters look for cheese. Cheese being a metaphor for what we want to have in life, whether it is a job, a relationship, money, a big house, freedom, health, recognition, spiritual peace, or even activity like jogging or golf. Each of us has one idea what cheese is, and you pursue it because you believe it makes you happy. If you get it, you often become attached to it, and if you lose it or it's taken away, it can be traumatic. The main in the story represent will spend time looking for what you want. It can be organization you work in, the community you live in, or the relationship you have in your life. I tell the cheese story there what to listen to in my talks around the world, and often hear the letter for people about what a difference it has been made to them. Believe it or not, this is a story has been incredibly receiving career, marriages, and lives. One of the many real-life examples comes from Charlie John, a well-respected broadcaster for NBC2B, who revealed that hearing the story of Who Moved My Cheese saved his career. His job as a broadcaster is unique, but the principle he learned can be useful by anyone. Here's what happened. Charlie works hard and done a great job of broadcasting, tracking, fielding events, and an early Olympic game. So he surprised or step when your boss told them he moved from the showcase event for the next Olympic. He was assigned to swimming and diving. Not knowing this sport as well, he was frustrated. He felt unappreciated. He felt became angry. He started wasn't fair. He felt unappreciated and became angry. He felt his fate wasn't fair. His anger began to affect everything he did. Then he heard the story of Who My Cheese. After that, he said left to himself, he changed his attitude. He realized the boss just moved the cheese, so he adapted. He learned and turned to sport, and in the process found doing something new made him feel young. It wasn't long before his boss recognized the attitude and energy, and he soon got better assignments. He went on enjoying more success than ever, and was later inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame broadcast alley. That's just one of many real-life stories I've heard, but the impact this story had on the people, from their work life to their love life. I'm such a strong believer in the power of Who My Cheese, but I gave her a copy of early pre-publication to everyone, more than 200 people working with our company. Why? Because like every company, they want not only survivor in the future, but stay competitive. Stay competitive. They can want to company constantly change. They keep moving or cheese. One of parrot made one of a lawyer employee. Today we are flexible people who are not possessing about the way things done around here. And yet you should know, living in constant wet water, you change your career all the time at work and life can be stressful. Less people have a way of looking for change that helps them understand. And to the cheese story. When I told people about story and then gave them a copy, you could almost feel a release of negative energy beginning to cool. Person after person from every department when I want to thank me, they told me how helpful who moved my cheese it meant to them already in seeing the changes going out on their company in a different line. Believe me, this brief parable takes only a little time to listen to, but the impact can be profound. As you listen, you hear 3 sections in this program. In the first gathering, former classmate talks sarcastic new about trying to deal with the change happening in the lab. The second section is the story of who moved my cheese, the core of this program. In the third section of discussion, people discuss what the story meant to them and how they are going to use it work in their life. Some listen to this program from this end the story without listening further and interpret the meaning from sale. Audience enjoy listening to the discussion follow because it stimulates us thinking about how they might apply with their learn-to-learn situation. In any case, I hope each time you listen to Whom My Cheese, you'll find something new and useful in it, as I do, and it will help you deal with change and bring your success, whatever you decide success is for you. I hope you enjoy what you discover, and I wish you well. Remember, move with the cheese. A gathering. Chicago. One sunny Sunday in Chicago, several former classmates gathered for lunch, having attended the union the night before. Gather for lunch sunny Sunday in Chicago. Several former classmates who were good friends in school gathered for lunch having attended high school reunion the night before. They won't hear more about what was happening in each other's lives. After a good deal of kidding and a good meal, they settled into an interesting conversation. Angela, who had been one of the most popular people in the class, said, "Life sure turned out differently than I thought when you were in school. A lot is changed." Conversation. Angela, who had been one of the most popular people. Interesting conversation. Angela, who had been one of the most popular. They settled into an interesting conversation. Angela, who had been one of the most popular people in the class, said, "Life sure turned out different than I thought it would. When we were in school. A lot has changed." A lot has changed. It certainly had, Nathan echoed. They knew he had gone into his family business, which operated pretty much the same and been part of local community for as long as they could remember. So they were surprised when he seemed concerned. He asked, "But have you noticed how you don't want to change when things change?" Carola said, "I guess you resist changing. I guess we resist changing because we are afraid of change." Carol, you are captain of the football team, Jessica said. I never thought I'd hear anything about being afraid. They all laughed. They realized that although they had gone off in different They all laughed. They realized that although they off in different directions from working at home, managing a company, they were experiencing similar feelings. Everyone was trying to cope in the expected changes that were happening to them in most years. They did not, and most admitted this year, or most admitted this years, and most admitted they did not know a good way to handle them. Then Mike said, I used to be afraid of change. When a big change came along business, we didn't know what to do, so we didn't adjust. We were almost lost. That is, he continued, until I wrote funny stories that changed every day. How so? Nathan asked. Well, the story changed the way I looked at change, from losing something to gaining something, and showed me how to do it. Things quickly improved. After that, things quickly improved at work and in my life. At first, I was knowing it obviously simple something we might have been told in school. Then I realized I really annoyed myself for not seeing obviously and doing works one things change. When I realized the four characters in story were only very parts of myself, I decided who I wanted to act like, and I changed. Later, a pastor and some people in company, and they passed on the other, and soon being much better, because most of it get a chance better. And like me, many people said we helped them in their personal life. However, there were a few people who said we got nothing out of it. They either knew the lesson or were the living room, or more commonly, they thought they already knew everything in different what alone. He couldn't see why so many other benefits from it. When one was exactly who is having difficulty adapting certain story waste of time, other people kidding himself, they knew each character who was in the story, meaning the who learned nothing new and did not change. What's the story? Angela asked. It's called Who Moved My Cheese? The group laughed. I think you like it already, Carla said. Would you tell a story? Maybe we can get something from it. Sure, Michael replied. I'd be happy to. It doesn't take long. And so he began.